please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, consideration of routine items. It is recommended that the agenda of the July 8th, 2024 regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees be approved as presented. May I get a motion?
I move that we accept the agenda as presented.
Motion by Matt. May I
I'll
get a
second.
second?
Yep, I'll second.
Okay, second by Tyler. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. It is recommended that the minutes of the May 28th special board meeting be approved as presented. May I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by George. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Tyler. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. It is recommended that the minutes of the June 10th, 2024 regular board meeting be approved as presented. May I get a motion?
I'll motion to approve.
Motion by Janet. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by George. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. It is recommended that the minutes of the June 27th special board meeting be approved as presented. May I get a motion?
I'll move to approve the special board meeting.
Motion by Tyler. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janet. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. We have statements from the public, and we have two on the list. The first one is Miss Lindsay Hall. Miss Lindsay, if you want to come forward to the podium.
Hello, my name is Lindsay Hall. I'm a parent of current South Spencer students and a graduate from South Spencer class 2000. In September of 2021, I spoke to raise concerns over the future education of our students. Fortunately, I'm here today with most of those exact same concerns. 3 years ago, I stated that I was both shocked and saddened by South Spencer's lack of educational opportunities. What's even worse, no headway has been made to rectify this. South Spencer has remained stagnant while surrounding corporations are flourishing. Schools that are comparable in size and right in our own backyards. Enrollment numbers from the IHSAA show that South Spencer's enrollment is at 352, Tell City is at 403, and Perry Central at 377. South Spencer remains unchanged when it comes to our dual credit opportunities, with offering students only 4. Just up the road, Tell City students are offered over 50. 38 of those are offered on-site. Tell City also was just recently awarded the Honor of Academic School of Excellence Award for their offerings and their commitments to their educational success. I couldn't find exact numbers on site opportunities for Perry Central, but they do have over 40 dual credit courses. With it being summer, I had a hard time finding what is offered on site. 4 compared to 40 and 50. That should be an eye-opener to everybody in this room. I would have thought that eyes would have been open 3 years ago and strides made to offer our students those same opportunities that nearby corporations are offering. A second concern that I raised 3 years ago that also remains unchanged is our staffing. I've been told time and time again that we are fully staffed. I don't understand how that can be when we've lost a middle school science and a middle school social studies teacher. Instead of filling these roles, our corporation has pocketed those salaries, having the remaining 2 teachers split the additional class. This means larger classes, this means more lesson plans and strain on those teachers. I'm sure they didn't receive a pay increase for the additional grade that they're now teaching, in addition to the original hired for position. Wouldn't a corporation of our smaller size benefit more by saving the salary of an assistant high school principal and using those funds to fully staff our teachers? While the new football facilities, softball facilities, and the new basketball bleachers are beautiful additions to our campus, I'm curious as to why this corporation lacks the same passion when it comes to our educational upgrades that we so desperately need. I don't have all the answers, but I know it begins with filling roles that we've allowed to sit vacant and stop asking our teachers to pull double duty. We need a program designed to bring more dual credit courses to our students so that they can push themselves, set up successful futures, and be competitive with all the surrounding high school students when college applications go out. None of these things are gonna happen overnight or be easy, but we should have had some progress made in the past 3 years. I think our kids and their futures are worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. Next is John Hurley.
As I said, I'm John Hurley. I am a career and technical educator here at South Spencer. I did first want to thank Superintendent Schneider and the board for a while back enshrining discussion policy for educators after the state legislature did eliminate those guarantees again a while back. I just hadn't heard that mentioned in public as of yet. Of course, educator working conditions are those student learning conditions. The main reason I was here was just to bring awareness to new proposed diploma requirements from the state. Again, these are proposed right now by the state school board. I'd ask that anyone here that does care about students' high school experience and opportunities beyond high school, review these proposed diplomas known as the GPS and GPS Plus, and that does stand for Graduates Prepared to Succeed. They always get a few interesting acronyms in there. The state board is accepting public comment through an online form on these through July 26th. A couple of issues of concern that I did have, again, these are from the state school board, not from South Spencer School Board, to be clear. The regular GPS actually does not meet basic admission requirements for most Indiana colleges without additional coursework. The higher GPS proposal, GPS Plus, requirements would likely be unattainable for most students, not because of ability, but because of lack of access and resources. If you go look at these requirements, there's quite a long list, and it's not always clear what those mean. There is currently no middle diploma proposed, and students would likely be siloed into an option in 8th grade. Therefore having limited variety of skills after graduation based again off those state proposals. And while non-required courses could technically still be offered, reality does dictate that those courses would be eliminated in smaller schools simply due to lack of staff and available resources. Again, I do ask that those are interested, look into the Indiana GPS diplomas and issue comment to the state school board on or before July 26th. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hurley.
Let me make a couple comments.
Sure, go for it.
First, on the graduation diploma, I think everyone needs to understand that's still a work in progress. They are taking, so I think Mr. Hurley's points are very well taken. I still think there's a lot of work that needs to be done. I understand the rationale behind the new diploma, but we also need a diploma that's gonna make sense for all kids, not just half the kids, some of the kids, but we need diploma tracks for all the kids. I'm not sure you can do that with 2, but we'll see where that goes. And as far as Mrs. Hall, I want to assure you we are making progress. We have entered into an agreement with Ivy Tech. I have a meeting with them in the coming weeks. We did hire teachers that are licensed for dual credit, so we're hoping to add more of those. And we do, with our CTE plan, have a plan to try and increase that to a point where students can walk out of here with at least a full year, if not 4 semesters of college credits. So, and I'd be happy to sit down with you sometime and discuss some of those ideas and plans, all right? But thank you.
Okay, next is the superintendent's report.
Yes. One of the fun nights tonight, we get to recognize our retirees. So, as I read your name, if you would, please come forward. We have a small token of our appreciation for your work with the students of South Spencer. Start off with Miss Sherry Adams. Ms. Adams was a principal at Luce Elementary for the past 6 years. Previous to that, she was a teacher at Rockport Elementary. She has spent 29 years teaching and helping students in the South Spencer District. So, Ms. Adams, thank you very much. Next up is Mr. Jim Bush. Mr. Bush recently retired as a principal at South Spencer High School, where he spent the last 7 years there. Mr. Bush is retiring with 41 years of service in public education, not all those in South Spencer, but 41 years serving kids. So, Mr. Bush, congratulations. Jackie Dom. Jackie cannot be with us tonight. I understand she's on a family vacation, so good for her. But Jackie was a business teacher at South Spencer High School, and she did that for 31 years. So, congratulations, Jackie. Mr. Bob Forston. Mr. Forston was a school bus driver. I think we all know how valuable those folks are. Without them, we can't get our kids to school or get them home. So, Mr. Forston drove the bus for South Spencer Schools for 12 years. So, thank you, Mr. Forston. Next up is Mrs. Sherry Lair. Mrs. Lair was an English teacher at South Spencer Middle School, and she spent 30 years teaching proper English and how to speak to our students. So, congratulations, Mrs. Lair. Next up is Mr. Dudley Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell was a family and consumer science teacher at South Spencer Middle School and a culinary arts teacher at South Spencer High School this past year. All total, he's taught in South Spencer schools for 9 years. Thank you, Mr. Dudley. Vicki Moninger. Vicki has been a teacher's aide at Rockport Elementary, and she has done that for 26 years, helping serve our students. So, right, so I know you've all been adding these numbers up in your head, right? Our retirees this evening spent 144 years teaching students in South Spencer, challenging them, motivating them, inspiring them, and educating them. So we want to say a sincere thank you for all your efforts and hard work, and we want to wish you all the best in your retirement or whatever your next phase in life is. So thank you very much. We are going to have a reception after the board meeting at the cafeteria. We got some punch, we got some cupcakes, and everyone is welcome, and we hope everyone can join us and celebrate. All right?
Thank you, Mr. Schneider. Next item is the consent items. First one is approve the payroll claim dockets and the accounts payable claims as presented in the board packet. Second, approve the treasurer's financial report for June of 2024. Third, accept the resignations of the following. Approve to post the positions and grant permission to hire. First one is Jeff Beatty, South Spencer High School Boys Basketball Assistant, effective June 25th, 2024. Next one is Kristen Anderson, Sant Bernard Title I Teacher, effective June 11th, 2024. May I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by Tyler. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janet. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Next is consideration of administrative recommendations. Mr. Schneider.
Thank you. The board has been provided a copy of revisions to 20 policies that are deemed necessary to comply with changes in state and federal laws. The 20 policies are 0131.1, 1521, 2431, 2432, 2435, 2464, 3120.02, 3120.11, 3121, 3220.02, 4121, 5420, 5610, 8120, 8121, 8210, 8220, 8400, 8510, and 8600. These 20 revised policies are posted on our website under update number 5 for those that would like to view them. This evening, I'd like to recommend the board approve said revisions as presented.
May I get a motion?
I'll motion to approve the policies.
Motion by Janet, may I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by George. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Number 2.
Thank you. The board has been provided a copy of revisions to 4 policies that are deemed necessary to comply with changes in state and federal laws. The 4 policies are 0100, 5136, 5200, and 8210. These 4 revised policies are posted on our website under update number 6 for those that would like to view them. This is the first reading of said policy revisions, so there's no action taken tonight. We will hold the second reading at our August board meeting, at which time the board may consider approval.
Thank you, and number 3.
May I say something about number 2?
No.
You know, we're doing all these policy updates, and I don't know how many more there are left of the, can we get a copy of those provided to bring to the meeting so that the public or anyone that wants to see them can actually see the first reading of them, not have to go to the website and look for them? It's not the easiest to find them, and I know that they're being emailed already, so it would be great if we could print it out and have it available for viewing. When you just read the numbers of what the policy are, it doesn't seem very transparent as to what the topics are and where the changes are coming from. Not changes that this board is deciding, but stuff that's coming down the pipe from higher up. Some of the stuff we have to do, some of the things that we choose to do, but I think it would be good that we make that available for transparency purposes.
I'll be happy to bring a physical copy in August.
Okay, number 3.
Thank you. In your board packet, you'll find a recommendation for the Luce Elementary Principal position. The selection committee of Melanie Rose, Kim Simpson, Rick Hunt, Dean Shipp, and Brad Schneider are pleased to recommend Mr. Trent Martin for the position of principal at Luce Elementary for the 2024-2025 school year. Mr. Martin has a strong background in special education, is well-versed in using data to drive instruction, and understands the Luce community and their culture. We recommend Mr. Trent Martin for the position of Luce Elementary School Principal for the 2024-25 school year with a salary of $85,250, along with the same benefits provided to all administrators as presented.
May I get a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Tyler. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janet. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. And Mr. Martin, will you please stand so everybody can get that face recognized?
Congratulations, Trent. Looking forward to working with you.
Okay, number 4.
Thank you. In your board packet, you'll find a learning plan that provides in-person learning for all South Spencer County schools for the 2024-2025 school year. I recommend the board approve the in-person learning plan as presented.
May I get a motion?
I'll motion. Go ahead.
Okay, motion by George, second by Janet.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Number 5.
In your board packet, you'll find a proposed evaluation plan for the 2024-2025 school year. The plan has been shared with the teachers and must be approved by the board each year. I recommend the board approve the evaluation plan for 2024-2025 school year as presented.
May I get a motion?
I'll move to approve the evaluation plan.
Motion by Tyler. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janet. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Number 6.
Thank you. The interview team of Mr. Dean Shipp, Mrs. Amy Chapman and Brad Schneider interviewed two highly qualified candidates for the position of Food Service Director. The committee is pleased to recommend Mr. Joshua Deck for the position. Mr. Deck has a BS degree in Hospitality Management and Food Service and has worked in the food service industry at K-12 schools for the past 10 years. I recommend the board approve Mr. Joshua Deck be hired for the Director of Food Service for the 2024-25 school year at an annual salary of $50,000 and all other benefits as outlined by the Classified Employee Handbook as presented.
May I get a motion?
I'll move to approve the hire.
Motion by Tyler. May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by George. Any discussion?
The only discussion that I have on that is, when I think when the board packet came out, the salary was different. Do we need to make a motion to approve the change of salary from what was presented to the board versus of what we're agreeing to tonight?
It was revised as well.
What's
It
that?
was revised. I did send out a revision of that to the board.
You did?
Yes.
When was that sent out?
That was sent out, was that in Friday update?
It was
Yeah.
Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
But I mean,
It's okay.
you can ask Mr. Foster, I mean, what the motion made is that you
As a point of order, you could ask Tyler to clarify his motion and what he's hiring, it's $50,000 or the packet price. I think his motion was at $50,000, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. And I do believe that Mr. Joshua Deck is here. Can you please stand? Welcome.
Congratulations, Joshua. Looking forward to working with you as well.
I'm excited.
Okay, next item is the consideration of personnel recommendations.
Thank you. Is there any individual or group of people that the board would like to take individually, or is the entire list good with the board?
I'm good.
Good?
Good.
Thumbs up, good? Okay, here we go. First recommendation, Travis Bush, business teacher, South Spencer Middle School, that will be effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Lisa Ling will transfer to the halftime Luce Elementary, halftime Rockport Elementary special education position, special education teacher position. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Reagan Razor, transfer to special education teacher, Luce Elementary. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Mandy Sosh, elementary teacher at Rockport Elementary. That will be effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Amanda Tucker, Title I teacher, St. Bernard Catholic School. This is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Allison Brown, health aide, Rockport Elementary. That will be effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Brooke Goings, lead behavioral technologist at Luce Elementary. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Wendy Warsinski, principal secretary, ECA treasurer at South Spencer High School. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Amy Cole, school bus route driver. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Jim Bush, the tech route PM bus driver. That will be effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Brad Hagan, the ECA position of South Spencer Middle School wrestling coach. That will be effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Nathaniel Fuquay, ECA position of boys varsity assistant basketball coach. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Dakota Rizzi, ECA position boys basketball junior varsity coach. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Ryan Schoner, ECA position, boys freshman C-team coach, effective 2024-2025 school year. Andrew Havener, South Spencer High School wrestling coach, assistant, South Spencer Middle School wrestling helper. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. And Kenny Garrett, ECA position of South Spencer Middle School archery coach. That is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. So,
Okay, may I get a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion by George,
I'll second.
second by Tyler. Is there any discussion?
The only discussion I have is on H. I was reading the board packet, I don't remember, is the principal secretary / ECA treasurer the official title of that position, or is that ECA treasurer is that a different position on the board or the corporation information?
No, it's a secretary treasurer at the high school.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that matches up with what's on our
Yep.
list, okay?
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0. Informational items, these were written reports to the board. First one was the maintenance report, pages 236 to 239. Technology report, pages 240 and 241. Transportation report, pages 242. Do we have any statements or concerns of the board? I have a statement. First is, we have, on August 1st is the Meet Your Teacher. This is for all 4 buildings. August 1st at the high school. Back to school bash, I'm sorry. Back to school bash, August 1st, 5:30 to 7:30 at the high school. So please spread the word. It will be on the website, it will be on social media and so forth. Secondly, a couple weeks ago, I attended the 4-H fair, and I was extremely excited to see a lot of our South Spencer students participate in that. It was like, it was their passion, just seeing them in that hot, humid weather. They absolutely loved it. So I want to give big congratulations to all of our students that participated in the 4-H fair. And lastly, all the retirees that we recognize this evening, 144 years of service here at South Spencer. That is amazing. So I wish nothing but the best for every single one of you. Good luck and enjoy your time.
I have a couple of concerns. About 3.5 weeks ago, we met as a board and we discussed a couple of things, and I've asked for information from the superintendent and board president regarding ESSER funding and which of those positions are being kept, which of those positions are ending, and the funding of, if ESSER fundings are leaving certain positions, how is the corporation gonna pay for those? And I haven't received anything on any of that, so I'd really like to push that we get that available to the board as soon as possible. Also, we have the assistant principal position opened up again. In that same meeting, I requested information to evaluate the need for that position, and we've talked about that. And my concern is, and was brought up even tonight by someone from the public, about as enrollment declines, you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood between $70,000 and $90,000 in a position that could easily be used to fund 2 teachers. And you look at our school corporation, the comments that were made that night were, we need a position because of evaluations that position had done. So I haven't received how many evaluations had been done by the assistant principal in that previous role. And of course, I reached out and I asked the people that know, and all those evaluations were done by this principal. 0 were done by the assistant principal. And then we talked about discipline, and I asked for harmony data for that, and I've yet to receive it over 3.5 weeks later. And we're looking at potentially hiring this position from your last email to the board. So I have a lot of concerns in regards to a school that's between a 1 and 2A school with more people in the office than we've ever had, when at least 4 of these 5 went to school here. I know that Melissa, George, Janet, myself, there was no assistant principal in that role. And you've got Mr. Martin in the guidance counseling position. He has an assistant that works with him. You have Mr. Kress that's in his role in that position. You've got a principal in that position. You've got a lot of staff there. And when the things that were brought up as to the reason why that position is needed, that person wasn't doing those roles previous. So I think as a board, we need to think long and hard about spending money in those areas when there are educational needs that should come first and foremost. You know, I looked at just from what was posted about that board meeting, I had someone reach out and give me Harmony numbers. You know, it redacted all the information about who was disciplined, but it told me the number of students in each building that was disciplined. And the concern was that the high school does way more than the elementary schools when it comes to discipline and paperwork. And the people that I've talked to that are administrators, my sister's an administrator and I've got a brother-in-law that's an administrator, and they said that's not actually the case. There's a lot of paperwork that goes in to being an elementary school principal that doesn't get filled out at the high school level. And for the 20% more discipline that may happen at the high school level, there's a whole lot less paperwork when it comes to child protective services and a lot of those things that deal with a lot of other agencies of the government. And, you know, the only other comment that was made is that there's graduation paperwork that needs to be filled out. And I can't see that position validates the need for a full-time person when you have Mr. Martin that I think would be awesome at assisting in those roles, or that you would have Mr. Kress that would be awesome in assisting in those roles. So I just think that the board should really consider that position as we discuss it going forward, and that's all I have.
Obviously, the board should consider that. There was a lot more rationale that was shared with the board on that position. And it's our responsibility due to our due diligence. I know Mr. Shipp and I are working, putting the budget together, the ESSER positions, all that work is being done. So as soon as we can complete it, be happy to share that with the board.
We're getting ready to be into a new school year, and those things need to be vetted prior to a new school year before we just, you know, check the boxes. Make sure we're good stewards of our money.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And I think, Mr. Shipp, you looked at our educational balance today?
Yes.
And
Through the end of June, we're probably at the highest that I've seen it since 2008.
so yes, we are good stewards for our money. We wanna make sure we get $1.20 bang out of every dollar we spend, and we're gonna continue to do that, and we will continue to do that.
I would like to add, Matt, you and I are from the same class of 1991, and our junior year, we did have an assistant principal, and it was Mr. Boldinghouse. He was
He
our,
was the athletic director.
and also the assistant
Right.
principal.
And you had Mr. Feldmeyer, and you had Ryan, or Gogol from, so yeah, there were people that filled dual roles, and I'm not against that.
Right, and then also Mr. Davis, you know, he held that position
As
for
athletic
many
director,
years.
correct.
Mhm.
Yep.
I think when I was, back in the 80s, I believe that, John Jolly was the assistant principal, although he did teach a class. If
Right.
the
Full-time
principal
teacher.
had any problems,
That's,
John Jolly.
and for a school corporation our size, that's what we need to be looking at.
But back when I was in school, kids got disciplined. If you done something wrong, Al Austin would have you in his office.
And I think the demographics has changed a lot, and at all four buildings. So I think that I'm sure that Mr. Schneider and his team are definitely considering all of that information. Anybody else? Nope. Okay, the next meeting date, the next regular meeting of the board will be Monday, August 12th, 2024 at 6 p.m. here in the multi-purpose room. The time is 6:34. May I get a motion to adjourn?
All motion.
May I get a second?
I'll second.
Second by Janet. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, same. Motion carries 5-0.
Retiree reception will be in the cafeteria.
Will you give this to Missy?
What we got signed?
Janet, yes.